Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we're going to go over how to do an address audit for your Google My Business listing. For this video, we're going to be using Law Office of Refi Arifin LLC. And our very first check is going to be the Melissa Data check. So we're going to take melissadata.com, go to that website. And let that load. Let's see here. And then we're going to scroll down till we see address verification and click that. And then scroll all the way down to where you fill out your address. Then we're going to take the address and add it to this form here. Grab the building identifier. And just to take note, the format on this listing is a little strange. Normally it would be street, then building modifier, then door modifier if you have any. So 1224 Mill Street, Building B, Suite 100 is the more traditional format. And then once we have all the information in Melissa Data, press submit and see if you get any errors. Your error codes are going to appear right here. So this is just a premise partial error. If you would like to read more into what that error means, you can click here and scroll down and see all the error codes you can get. So AE14, nope, AV14, let's scroll down. AV14 is a premise partial. The address has been partially verified to the premise level, which is not the highest level possible with the reference data. So it's basically saying that it knows the address and knows what building, but there's no suite number or any unit number. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you should have some kind of suite or unit number. Otherwise, there are chances that another listing in the building could be using that same building number as well. And now you're both sharing an address, which could harm your ranks in Google. It also can cause suspensions and re-verification issues as well. Now, a bigger error code could be one saying that Melissa Data doesn't detect your address at all, or that Melissa Data is seeing your address at a PO box. So AE12, AE13. If any listings are at a PO box, it's against Google's terms of services, and you'll have a strong chance to get suspended. And if you are suspended, there'll be very little chance you get restored. So we'll just take that AV code, AV14, and we'll just copy and paste that into our notes section. Next check is the multiple. Next check is going to actually be the postal address city check. Was there a discrepancy identified between the postal city and the actual city? So postal code is 06023. And we're going to go to Google Maps. Just to see what that zip code is. Alright, so that is 06023. And then we're saying we're in East Berlin, Connecticut. Alright. Okay. So in this case, our zip code does fall in the city that we say we fall in. Now you might be thinking, oh, that's a kind of a strange check. Wouldn't the zip code that's in the address actually be part of the city? Not necessarily. Sometimes the zip code might be just outside the city bounds, but over the course of time, people just assume it's part of a city when it's not. And what it comes down to is, what does Google say? So here could be a hypothetical. So this is Middletown. Let's say there's a zip code right here. And even though everyone says it's Middletown, because it's just outside the red line, it's technically not Middletown according to Google. And that can cause you a lot of ranking issues. So let's go back. Was there a discrepancy identified between the postal city and the actual city? No. So we just check that off, saying we did the check. Next check is multiple listings at the address. So we're just going to take our address here. I like taking the root address, not taking the building or any suite numbers. We're going to go back into Google Maps. And we're just looking for any listings that are sharing our address. So this one has building B on it, but because it's at Office 227C, it's not sharing our exact address. But this is what I was saying before, where this listing we're working on, the law office of Rafai Arfin LLC, really needs some kind of office number, suite number, what have you, because if anyone else shares the same address of 1224 Mill Street, Building B, it can cause issues where you'll get suspended, as well as issues getting you unsuspended. So we're just going to keep scrolling down here. So here's one, 1224 Mill Street, Building B. So this listing shares the exact same address as our listing, and that can cause issues. It causes 1, suspension issues, 2, re-verification issues, and 3, potential ranking issues. See if there's any others. So here's another listing that shares our address, and a third. There's a handful. That's our listing. Here's another one. Here's another one. So this location definitely has an issue with shared addresses. So we're gonna come down to address audit. And we're just going to say there are numerous listings sharing the same address as our client. So we would want to go in, determine, 1, can we add some kind of office number modifier, suite number, what have you. That would actually resolve the issue very quickly. Or 2, try to clean up the potentially old listings, mark them as closed. All right. And you can add screenshots. It's good practice just to add screenshots. For the sake of time in the video, I'm not going to upload screenshots. But that's there in case you want to have your team do sanity checks on itself. Next we have the save maps location. So what this entails is you're going to take your listing and we're just going to save it. You can make a new list called audits. And then what that does is it gives you a little marker on the map. And then what you want to do is click the city that you believe you're in and ensure that's the city you're in. Because here's a interesting example. So we are in the city of Berlin. Now where is East Berlin? East Berlin, this might be a smaller section of Berlin. It is. Cool. So we fall in the city of Berlin, even though we're East Berlin. This is perfect. But let me show you an example where it could actually be quite damaging if you're not in the city. So we're going to go to Los Angeles real quick. So here's a common scenario. In Los Angeles, there's an area called Newport Beach. And Newport Beach, the businesses here likely aren't really targeting Newport Beach because it's just a very small section on the map. They're most likely targeting Costa Mesa, maybe even Huntington Beach. But because they're within this red outline of Newport Beach, they're going to have a lot of ranking issues trying to rank past this red outline. Is it impossible? No, but it's very tough to rank past city walls, as per Google's outlines. So going back to our address audit here, the save maps location audit passed. And to summarize, I would just take all of these notes and just pull them down here. And for this particular listing, I would fail it purely because there are so many listings sharing the address location. If it was just the address had been partially verified, I would mark it as just needs improvement. They would just have to add a suite number or unit number. But the having so many listings share the address is a big fail. Alright, the address audit is complete. Stay tuned for the next video.